I've read the file for level 22 over and over again. I feel like I've gotten tetanus just reading it. Level 22. Survival difficulty. Class E5. Environmental. Subcategories. Unsafe. Unsecure. Non-entity hazards. Level 22 was at some point an infinite average-looking car park, which at some point was taken over and later abandoned by a society that inhabited it. It was initially discovered in 1925. Description: Level 22 was initially nothing special. It took on the appearance of a 20th century multi-story car park which was filled with various parked cars and shopping carts, all of which used to be full of building supplies and food. Due to the infrequent amount of hostile entities in Level 22, this location acted as a hub for countless groups and individual communities. In 1987, Level 22 was declared a small micronation, becoming independent of any other faction within the Backrooms. From then on, the micronation within Level 22 continued to grow rapidly. By 1990, most entrances to Level 22 have been closed off by its inhabitants, with this group officially isolating itself and giving itself the title of Unstable. While it is unknown who founded Unstable, it is known that 3 individuals were their flagships of the Empire's creation. They, as well as others, lived on the highest floor of Level 22, sporting a surprisingly lavish lifestyle given the conditions and environment. They were known to have Wi-Fi, leisurely devices like a pool table, and were somehow able to set up functioning electric cookers for meal prepping. For the lower floors, however, life was a lot more difficult. Floors that were around 10 to 15 stories from the top enjoyed easy, albeit boring lives. All residents on these floors had tents, shacks made of wood or the mined concrete from the floors, as well as select few residents possessing cooking appliances like the ones on the top floor. Those that did not possess cookers lived off the food of others or fruits and crops for which they had periodically harvested. At the bottom of the Unstable's empire, below the 16th floor, life was extremely impoverished and hard. Recovered diaries and notes write about how many would flee down to even more floors in hopes of going to another level. Information on these lower depths is sparse, with a lot of information being found from diaries or photos. Many of the population would starve at these depths, oftentimes relying on the benevolence of the floors above to be mindful and not take too much food and supplies as to leave enough for themselves. These individuals barely had tents or separate homes, resorting to living out in the open in sleeping bags or frequently making without anything at all. Today, Level 22 resembles an abandoned and destroyed car park. The ground is littered with rubble and girder poles, creating an extremely unsafe walking ground. Cars and abandoned tents can occasionally be found while traversing this level. The majority of these cars are rusty and covered in dust, while their physical condition is oftentimes severely poor. Most cars are torn to shreds, the only remains of them being only husks, which were once 50s-era cars. The previously mentioned tents are also known to house the corpses of former inhabitants of Unstable, especially of the lower floors, who weren't able to escape when the level was irreversibly broken. Traversing Level 22 is extremely difficult and unsafe, which has made it so that most wanderers avoid the level due to its lack of structural integrity. The structure of Level 22 is unstable, and the stray debris can easily cause one to trip and injure themselves on the concrete, rebar, or destroyed automobiles. Apart from this, there are countless large gaping holes within Level 22. These holes are often extremely deep, suggesting that these spots are where the mining occurred. While one can theoretically climb up or down these holes to reach new areas, doing so is heavily unadvised. Bases, outposts, and communities. As stated previously, Unstable was the only active community in Level 22. Since its dissolution and the abandonment of Level 22, none have arisen. Entrances and exits. Due to M-Stable's initial efforts to border up all entrances to Level 22, many of the old exits have been lost or have ceased to exist. However, after the collapse of Level 22, new exits have arisen. Level 22 can be accessed through Level 21 and 23. Both of these are new exits that were created due to the falling rubble and loss of structural integrity, creating holes in the floor of Level 21 and the ceiling of Level 23. Alternatively, albeit extremely rare, some of the original entrances to Level 22 can be found. These entrances can be accessed by finding glass doors within Level 1, taking exit ramps off of Level 69, or finding an exit in the center areas inside of Level 172. Level 22 can be exited by using the previously mentioned entrances from the Level 21 and Level 23 entrances. No original exits of Level 22 that existed before the collapse have been found. However, successfully no-clipping through cars or debris can lead to Level 817. If you've enjoyed this video from the Backrooms database, subscribe to this channel and watch one of these playlists for more episodes.